Hi guys, Luke from Foot Tech here. Got another video for you today. Today's all about shooting power. How do I shoot with more power? It's probably the biggest thing we get asked at our one-to-one training in particular. How can I generate more power with my shot? So we're going to help you out with that today. Now what I want you to do, guys, I want you to think a little bit differently with this one. For a long time, shooting power's been taught in a certain way. You have to have your foot here. You need to use this part of your foot. I want you to forget all that. Shooting power and shooting in general comes down to your technique, what you find comfortable. Of course, there's certain things that we can show you, which we'll go through today, that will help, but it comes down to what you feel comfortable with. And if you look at pro players across the world, they all hit the ball very, very differently. Some people follow through, some people don't follow through, some people use their side foot, some people use their laces. So it comes down to what is comfortable for you. We'd always say try to practice with all different parts of your foot with things like this, but when we get into the exercise shortly, you'll see you can actually find out what works well for you, and that's going to help you with your shooting power. Okay? Guys, grab a football and let's get to it. Okay guys, let's get into it. So, to increase our shooting power, we have to shoot, and shoot some more. It's as simple as that. Repetition is the key with this one, guys. The more that you do it, the more that you're going to work out in your head the technique that works best for you. Like I said before, do you prefer using the side of your foot? Do you prefer using the laces part of your foot? Do you want to follow through with the ball? Do you prefer it just like that? All these things we can't tell you. We can tell you what works for us and generally, but the thing that you need to work out is what works best for you, because when you work that out, that's when your power is going to increase. And to do that, you've just got to repeat. I've got a simple exercise for you. This is sometimes the one that we do with our one-to-one players, maybe just to warm up a little bit. So, very, very simple game. I've got a goal. Don't worry if you don't have a goal. I'm going to show you a couple of different things you can do towards the end. I've got a cone. You can use a t-shirt, a rolled up pair of socks, or what have you. And obviously I've got a ball. So what I want to do, I want to step 5 steps back from the goal. And I'm going to put my cone down there. Beginner players, you start round about there, so maybe 3 to 5 steps back from the goal. More experienced players, if you've already got a decent enough shot, start looking at going 10, 15, 25 steps back, and we'll test you from there, okay? So the game is simple, guys. You've got to score a goal without the ball bouncing before it reaches the target. So I want you to aim for the net, okay? It's got to hit the net for it to count as a goal, for it to count as a point, okay? Example. Okay? I just got that. That'd be 1 point because the ball didn't bounce before it hit the goal. Okay, show you again. Okay, so you see that? The ball has hit the net before it's hit the floor. That is what I want you to focus on. That's going to be a point. The game is this. You've got to score 5 in a row like that, hitting the back of the net, 5 in a row. Once you do that, you then take 5 steps back and repeat the exercise. You do 5 in a row again, take 5 steps back, repeat. And you're going to keep getting further and further back, guys, and you're going to start working out, actually, yeah, when I did that got a little bit more power. When I did this, it got a little bit more power. Start thinking in your own heads what is working for you. Like I say, we've just learned from many years of doing this that showing children and showing players how to hit a ball, with power, it doesn't always work because it doesn't work for them. It's not comfortable for them. So you've got to work out what's good for you. That's the game, guys, and it's very, very simple, but that's the beauty of it. You don't need to overcomplicate this. We could put hours and hours of video out there for you to show you, right, okay, we want you to put your foot here, we want you to do this with your body shape, we want you to do that with the follow through. After years of doing this, guys, we know what works best now, and it doesn't always benefit you guys if we're telling you where we want your foot to be, how high we want you to kick through it, and so forth. Some players react well to that, some don't, but we find that the best way to do this is for you to work out your own technique. Just like Ronaldo's got his technique, Messi's got his technique, you've got to work out your own. There are a couple of things to think about with this, guys. things like, where do you want the foot that's not kicking the ball, your standing foot? Do you want it further back from the ball? Do you want it next to the ball maybe? Is that going to give you a bit more power? Have a look at videos of the players that you like shooting, and you might just pick up some tips from that. Are you somebody that needs to follow through with the ball to get your power, or are you somebody that can just kick the ball, not follow through too much and still generate that power? Do you prefer using the side foot? Do you prefer using your laces? All these things, guys, keep trying, keep doing different things every time you're shooting, and you will work out. The fact that you're doing this so much will help you quickly understand what works well for you, okay? But I do really advise looking at YouTube, wherever you can, Match of the Day. Look at how these players are shooting and what parts of the foot they're using, where the standing foot is, their body shape. Look at these things and then just try to work it out, what works best for you. Drills like this will really, really help. For anybody that's not got a goal in the garden, don't worry. Or if your garden's not big enough, there are a couple of things that you can do. So if you have a garden that's long enough, wide enough, what have you, then you can chalk off an area on a wall and say that that's where the ball's got to be, that sort of height, to give me a point. Or you can stick something in the ground and you've got to try and get it to that height. The other alternative is, if you don't have anything, then get to the park, get into a big goal, and literally step 5 paces back, 10 paces back, whatever, and you're just going to have to kick the ball through the goal. If it doesn't bounce beforehand, you get your point. You can then just go to the other side, count out your steps, and just kick the ball back like that. A little bit tiring, but you know, you've got to do what you've got to do, guys, if you want to get this power in your shots. But this is the simplest way to do it. Make sure you comment in, make sure you're letting us know if you need any help with this sort of stuff, but hopefully that gives you some things to practice at home that will really, really help that shooting power, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.